If you want to give your Excel workbook a little more interactivity so that people can select different charts with the drop down, it's fairly easy to do, and I can show you how here now. And what we'll do, first step is to have at least 3 graphs, or I guess two or more, that you would want to include in a drop down menu. Once we have those charts, I like to put them in a line with enough space around each so that there's at least a cell without overlap around each one of these charts, so that we can highlight around the chart and name that selection. So what we do is we go in this top left box and we name it something like chart 1 or chart A so that we can remember the order of our charts. So we'll say chart A and hit enter so that the text goes to the middle and you know that the name was taken, or it went through, I guess. Do the same with this. We'll call this chart B, and we will call this chart C. Now, once we have named our charts, we want to have a list of names that we want included in the actual drop-down menu. So what I've done is in each one of these cells, have just reproduced the title of my chart, because that's how I want my drop-down to look. Next, we open a new tab, and we pick anywhere within the chart and go to the Developer tab. The Developer tab is not the default setting, so you may not have it on yours. All you need to do is go to File, Options, Customize Ribbon, and then check Developer, and then OK, and then this will show in your menu items. From here we click Insert, and we select Combo Box Form Control. It's important to note that it's Form Control because there's another one that looks very similar down here, but it says ActiveX Control, and this tutorial will not work if you select this option. So you'll click that option, and you'll create your drop-down menu by clicking and holding and dragging. Now we right-click in our drop-down menu and hit Format Control to tell it what we want to be in our drop-down menu. And we do that by clicking in the input range, then this icon here, go to Interactive, and then capture our chart titles and hit enter. And then cell link, we can select anywhere within our workbook, but I like to pick a cell within my drop-down sheet. I picked B5, hit OK, and we check our drop-down, and we see the title names are now in the drop-down. And we also see that the cell that we linked shows the number of the title, and that will be used later to actually pull the chart in. We now go to Formulas tab, go to Define Name, and we want something here to denote we're actually picking the chart, and this will make more sense later, just like everything else to this tutorial. So we'll call this chart picker, and we want this to refer to an equation that's choose, open parentheses, the link cell, and then our chart names. And now this looks weird because you very rarely use the choose function, but basically what you're saying is that look at this cell, and if it says 1, pick the first chart. If it says 2, pick the second chart. And 3, pick the third chart. We hit OK. And now we go back to the page that has our pictures, and we highlight around our chart A. Make sure that it says chart up here, that you've selected the right cells. You want to copy that, come back to your drop down sheet, right click, paste special, and then you want the picture with the chain that's called linked picture. Click. And now you'll see when you select this picture, you get this formula that calls back to the sheet that it exists in. We actually want it to call the chart picker. Basically what we're doing now is we're linking this drop down to this picture through that formula. We hit enter. So now if we pick product A details, product A details chart should pop up. Same with product B details. We did, so we've linked it correctly. And now let's try to clean up the aesthetics of this slightly. I like to click in the drop down page, remove grid lines, and you see there's still grid lines on our original sheet. We can remove grid lines there as well. And we can move this around by right clicking in it twice, kind of center it. And then to hide this number, I like to just change the font to white. Oops. Change it to white. Now we have a nice crisp interactive chart selector. Thanks a lot. I hope this helped.